Are you a hustler or are you merely a piker? If you don't know what a piker is, go ahead and Google it before you watch this coaching video or after, whichever you prefer. But you may know at least the base definition of what a piker is by the end of this video. So when it comes to pikers, which are basically, in my opinion, 9-to-5ers, NPCs, people who can't think for themselves, people who don't have trust in their own faculties, people who are afraid to take risks, gamble on themselves. When it comes to pikers, they merely do as they're told because they don't know any other way, because they don't trust themselves. They're constantly second guessing themselves, right? They don't believe in themselves enough. So they take their cues from the outside world, mostly from the herd or the mainstream or the matrix, right? The establishment. They wait to get their cues from them. If they tell them to wear a mask, you better believe they're going to put that mask on. They tell them to double mask, you better believe they're going to double mask. If they see anybody else walking around out there, not complying, not following the rules, they will be the first to get in your face and go, hey, they told us to wear 2 masks. They told us. Like, who's they? Them. They told us to wear 2 masks. You're not following the rules. Like, where did they get this data from? I don't know, but you have to trust them. It's like, why don't you just think for yourself like a rational human being? They can't, right? They can't. And this is what makes them pikers, in my opinion, my humble opinion. This is what makes them pikers, right? If you tell a piker to lock down, guess what? Piker's gonna lock down. Okay? Thing that pikers look forward to the most are the weekends, because I've often said the weekends are for pikers, for losers. Weekdays are for winners, for hustlers, people who have beat the game. People, not people who play the game, but people who have beaten the game. Okay? Pikers play the game. Pikers, they don't play to win. They play to not lose, right? This is why even today in we're heading towards, we're in like 2023, even to this very day, you'll still see many of these buffoons like wearing masks alone in their car or outside in 100-degree heat, like I saw out in Los Angeles, running around Runyon Canyon. I mean, it was like 100 degrees out there, and these pikers are wearing masks still. Like, why are you still wearing that mask, man? I mean, especially outside, it just doesn't make sense. And it was like the cloth mask too. It wasn't even that N95 or N94 mask that they're supposed to be wearing that actually protects you, I think. Regardless, the last thing that a piker will ever do is sit there and use critical thought, right? And ask himself, like, hey, is this really good for me? Is this really what's best for me? No, they'll just sit there and like, hey, you tell me what to do. You tell me to take that jab, I will take that jab. You tell me to take a second one, I will take a second one. You tell me to take like 5 boosters, 10 boosters, take the shot up my ass, I'll do it. If you want me to take a shot on my testicles, I'll do it. I mean, they're so just unable to think like a rational human being and go, hey, wait a minute, something's off about this, something's amiss, right? Because most guys who are not pikers or who are hustlers for that matter, they're not gonna just go along with what everybody else is going along with. As a matter of fact, that is usually a red flag for any non-pikers. That is like when you see everybody just getting in line and following this hive mentality, that's when you kind of get nervous and go, whoa, what's going on here? Something's weird. You feel like you're in the twilight zone, right? But for pikers, they feel like they're right at home. Like, no, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We can trust them. We can trust the Matrix. They have our best interests at heart, right? They just want to keep us safe. It's not about them wanting more power. It's not about them wanting more control over us. It's not about them just wanting to, tax us to the moon and take our money and, increase the profits of Big Pharma. No, they care about us. They care about us. Right? And this is often why pikers are not all of them, but a lot of them are, they don't have, they're usually non-believers. No offense to non-believers, but, so what they do is they make their politicians their new deity, right? That becomes their god. I mean, it's really creepy. If you ever see like a lot of these people who are non-believers, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, if you're a non-believer and you don't do that, great. But you know what? A lot of non-believers do this, where they make their politicians their new god, and they like almost just worship them like gods. And it's like, no, that's just a dude, right? And not even just a dude, but that's like a suit. And most of these guys who wear suits are worse than used car salesmen, right? They do not have your best interest at heart. You should not be giving them that level of praise like they're going to save you, because they're not there to save you. They're there to get rich. They're there to get power. They're there to get control. But obviously a piker can't see that, right? Or a non-believer can't see that for for the most part either, because they can't think for themselves, right? You have to have the ability to use your head, use your brain, and decide what is best for you as an individual. Because what's best for you is not going to be the same across the board for everybody else. Each and every one of us has a completely different DNA, right? There's never going to be another human being like you again, ever, right? You are that unique. I'm unique, right? We are not the same. So the fact that, the Matrix can come along and just tell everybody across the board that this one is going to work for everybody, or as long as everybody wears a face panty, it's going to work for everybody. It's like, no, that doesn't, right? And this just goes to show that, the Matrix doesn't trust you to make your own decisions, right? And this is why so many non-pikers rebelled against it, me included. I never complied with any of that. I escaped to Vegas, and I basically lived on the Strip for months because it stayed open, right? And the mask regulations were pretty relaxed there. I think I only got hassled, maybe, I could count on one hand. I think it was like twice I got booted out of a station casino there. Not even on the Strip, it was a station casino. Other places, they were fine. One of my favorite was the Sahara casino. They never bothered me. I was constantly walking around with no mask, had my dogs with me and everything. Never bothered me once. Even when it was like super strict in California, you couldn't walk into a frigging 7-Eleven or pump gas without putting a mask on. In Vegas, at the Sahara, they were like, you were just invisible. They didn't care, which was great. And then they got fined for that, sadly, right? But as I always said, as I always say, pikers are going to take their orders from everyone else but themselves. Okay? They're going to listen to everyone else but themselves. Regardless of how much it hurts their life, how much it impacts their quality of life, or decreases their quality of life, their happiness, they're going to just do it. Because they feel like, oh, this is what makes me a good person. This is what makes me a good person, following the rules from these elite oligarchs that don't even care about us, that are just getting rich off of Big Pharma. Right? Because they were all in the back pockets of Big Pharma, by the way. Make no mistake about it, do your research, man. Which also the Matrix was telling you not to do. It's like, do your own research. The Matrix did not want you doing your own research. They blatantly said, don't do your own research. I couldn't believe they're blatantly saying that. And people, all the NPCs, all the pikers were like, that's true. Stop doing your own research. Just trust them. Just watch the mainstream news and we'll get the truth. Unreal, right? These people are so gullible. And that is the thing about pikers. Like, they're just so gullible. I mean, obviously I've taken this term to the next level, because if you Google it, you're like, hey, it just means this, M. But we're creating a different, we're creating an expanded meaning of the term piker. Right? But that's essentially what they were doing. I mean, it was just mind-numbing to see how many people, even to this day, that are just still just are completely flipped out about their lives. I mean, I'm almost shocked that why even keep living, right? If that's your life. I mean, it seems pretty miserable to constantly be in fear and like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna catch something. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get sick. Oh my gosh, I gotta wear this mask. Oh my gosh, CNN's not on today. I can't get the news. I can't figure out what to do with my life. I mean, how pathetic does your life have to be to even want to continue going, right? But regardless, as always, drop your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video, anything you'd like to add, anything you would like to share, drop them in the comments below. As always, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the notification bell for me. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work, if you're getting value out of my content, if it is enlightening you, if you're getting value out of this education and it's improving your life and making your life better, best way to support me and my content is to jump into my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel. Become a premium subscriber there. It's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets lessons from me that you won't find here on my normal channel. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video.